Introduction. I whipped myself. I whipped myself with my own two hands, with my own rope, right across the face. It was in the summer of 2017. A Saturday or something, I don't know. The only thing I really knew in that moment was that I'd whipped myself again. As I paused my jump rope workout to take a water break, the pounding pain was clearly not going anywhere anytime soon, and my reflection in the large wall mirror confirmed this as I saw the left side of my forehead swelling and reddening quickly. There were about 50 other people packed in the gym, so I was extra motivated to fight the intense inner battle to keep a straight face like everything was fine. What is up, guys and girls? This is Glenn here once again with another RopeRage video. I know I just interrupted myself there. That was a reading of the new RopeRage training handbook. I just thought I'd read through the introduction of it, give an idea of what the tone of the book is going to be. I'm going to put that at the end of this video, so feel free to check that out at the end of the video. I'd really encourage you to do that. But what I wanted to do is to hop on real quick and just talk about what to expect with this book, how to use the book, and how the book came about. Firstly, massive thank you for all the backing, all the support of this book, and above all, the patience. The patience has been incredible, because I think I really started talking about this book maybe in 2018, I'm not sure, and it had gotten to the point where I was talking about the book coming, and there were all these hold-ups, and I'd talk about the book coming, and it was becoming too much of this, too much chatter, and the book was not coming out. And I'll be honest, I had worries, because you spend time, you invest time and energy in building an audience, and I had my worries that if a bunch of people were to decide, I'm tired of Glenn nattering on about this book and not following through, I'm just going to switch off from the whole RopeRage thing, it would have been understandable. And that was my worry for a while, that I have invested so much time into sharing something that I'm passionate about with the world, and I was about to throw away a lot of that investment. But I did think deeply about this, and I realized that the people who are around you are supposed to be around you, and the people who are not are just not supposed to be there. The people who stick around are the ones who are supposed to stick around, and so you guys are the real ones. So I want to start this off by just reiterating my appreciation for being patient with this. I just know you guys are going to love it. It's going to be well worth the wait. So moving on now, one question that I've received quite a lot is, why did I write this? Why write a book? RopeRage is based primarily on fitness. Why would you write a book then? I've had the question, why haven't you put out a jump rope yet? Quite a few times. And so for me, it's about giving something that is most beneficial and most impactful for people. What many of you might not know is that for the past decade, I've worked in the writing industry. I've worked in online journalism and specifically sports. So if you're on social media and you haven't even a passing interest in sports, you've probably seen something I've worked on. In fact, it's highly likely you've seen something I've worked on in the past few years. That's an area of expertise for me, and so I thought I'd give that out first. And let's be honest, there are a billion ropes out there. One thing I'm not gonna do is give off the impression that I'm going to give you a rope that's going to transform your skill instantly. I think it's good from a business standpoint, but it's not impactful long term, I believe anyway. So that's not to say that there won't be a RopeRage jump rope, because that's definitely not the case. That's actually in the works. But my viewpoint is that what use is the tools without the know-how? There's a lot of get this tool and get that tool, and it will transform your skill ability. But there's this old saying, which is, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you show him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. The idea with this book is to give you the tools that you're going to put in here, not an external tool you're going to swing around and is going to transform your skill. That thing does not exist. What needs to change is the way you approach your training. That's what I believe is the most beneficial, most impactful, and that's why I've done it this way. Honestly, I'm not some swanky fitness entrepreneur guy, and what's funny is I've actually been really grateful because a lot of you have said to me that I should run ad campaigns for the book, and I will do that. There are plans to do that, but for this first week, I didn't want to put any adverts, any sponsored posts or anything like that, because I want the core people, the people who have been following along and who have been supporting and who really understand what RopeRage is about, to have the opportunity to get their hands on one of these first. That's the reason why. But yeah, I really do appreciate those messages also. Next thing, why have I titled it Discover the Art of Fierce Jump Rope Training and Never Depend on the Gym Again? Do I have an issue with gyms? Absolutely not. They transformed my life. Will I never go to a gym again? Absolutely not. But the past year or two that we've been through really exposed a dependence on gyms. When the gyms got locked down, a lot of people got depressed. I myself started to slack, and I realized this dependence on the gyms myself and needing that to have my workout. I was slacking off, and so I made it a point to scratch my own itch. I made it a point to put together ideas that will free you of the dependence on a gym. That's why it's not titled Never Go to a Gym Again, it's titled Never Depend on the Gym Again. There's lots of gym-friendly workouts in there and gym-friendly ideas, but it's the idea of freeing yourself on needing that in order to do your workout. It's more about freedom and removing limitations. Next thing, why did I author it as RopeRage instead of my own name? So this was funny because after writing the book, firstly, I can't draw to save my life, so all the illustrations in this book are from people who are within the RopeRage community, who have been following for some time and who I talk to quite often. So I didn't want to just get some external artists to do some work on this. I wanted people internal who understand what it's about to work on it. And even putting that aside, I realized that I would not have been able to finish this book if it wasn't for the support of people who follow the channel, who follow along with the videos, who support the ideas that RopeRage puts across. And it's funny because it's quite cheesy, but I learned something. So you see how you might have your favorite singer or your favorite rock group or whatever performing, and at the end they'd say something like, oh, thanks everyone, I couldn't do this without you. I used to always be very cynical about that, and I'd think like, I don't know, like you're Drake or you're The Weeknd and you are the person performing and you're saying you can do this without me. All I did was I bought a ticket or I cheered for you while you were singing. But what I realized is that those artists need people backing them to pull them to do what they do. And so when they say they couldn't do it without the support of those people, it's not just an empty platitude, it's a genuine thing. Like ever since I was a kid, I was always puzzled by why the performers would say, I couldn't do this without you. And it's like they're utter strangers. A lot of you guys who've been following along, although I interact with pretty much everyone in the comments, I've never met you. And in the same way, I didn't feel as though I could have done this without people there who want it, basically. And there were times where there were so many disruptions to this project, I could have easily just said, oh, this is getting tiring now, let me just pack it in. But it got to a point where, I don't know, maybe I'd been talking about it a lot and people had said that they wanted it, and I didn't want, I didn't want to like not follow through on that. So in a nutshell, that's why I've said it's authored by RopeRage. It's not me, it's the community. And it's not a book just for me. You'll see in the book that there are things in there that I'm not perfect at. There are certain things in life that you're not perfect at, but you know they're right. And so this is as much a book for me as it is for anyone who buys it to read it. There are things in there that will keep me in check. There are things that I will go to reference to help me in times when maybe my training isn't going so well. So yeah, that's why I've done that. So it's been a hell of a journey so far, but I do feel like it's just starting. Over 5 years of uploading videos and helping people with their training, and whether it's group classes where we can get people together who can meet up and stuff, which is proper cool as well. I love that aspect of it. COVID messed that up for us, but we adapt. And after 5 years of that, this is the first thing that I'm putting out as a product. And it's unusual that it would be a book, but I didn't want to just throw a rope at you and say, take this, go train with that. Go and get more frustrated and then come back to me asking asking why the rope hasn't transformed your skill. I just think it's more beneficial to have the software. You can't just upgrade the hardware without upgrading the software with it. All you Mac users know that, because these iPhones and these MacBooks need updates all the time. But that's it. So if any of those videos over the years, if any of the advice, if any of the workouts have inspired you or helped you in any way, I would massively love it if you got your hands on this. Available only on roperage.co.uk. For now, you can't get the book on Amazon or anywhere else, so that link will be in the description. The digital download version actually is fully available as well, but these print versions are limited. There are only a couple hundred copies, and I was actually thinking it would be a cool idea that after these are all gone, the next runs I'm going to change the color. So you've currently got the marble grey color. I wanted to change the color slightly, and I think that would be really cool sometime from now to be able to say that you've got one of these, which was the first run. So I'll wrap this kind of long-winded video now, but I just wanted to get on and chat with you guys. I don't get to do that a lot. We will be back with the workout videos after this, so look out for that. Any particular workouts you want to see, drop them in the comments as well. For now, as promised, we're going to go into the full video of the reading of the introduction of the book, and other than that, until next time, all the best with your training and stay raging. Redefining Rage. Discover the art of fierce jump rope training and never depend on the gym again. Introduction. I whipped myself. I whipped myself with my own 2 hands, with my own rope, right across the face. It was in the summer of 2017. A Saturday or something, I don't know. The only thing I really knew in that moment was that I'd whipped myself again. As I paused my jump rope workout to take a water break, the pounding pain was clearly not going anywhere anytime soon, and my reflection in the large wall mirror confirmed this as I saw the left side of my forehead swelling and reddening quickly. There were about 50 other people packed in the gym, so I was extra motivated to fight the intense inner battle to keep a straight face like everything was fine. Well, this training handbook was born on that day, but I didn't know that myself until at least a couple of years after. That rope whip moment in 2017 is where this book started, because it was a moment that completely changed my view of this particular training method. It wasn't the first time. It wouldn't be the last time. It was never going to be complete. there would never be perfection. If I ever thought I'd mastered a technique, there would be a higher level of difficulty that I wasn't yet skilled enough for. Constant, never-ending development. I love that. Jump rope training is hardly a new method of exercise, but it has rocketed in popularity during the fitness boom of recent years. Yes, more people than ever are getting their sweats on and clocking up miles running or jogging, but everybody and their grandmother knows that cardio is the dull, boring aspect of fitness. There's also been an increase in casual gym goers lifting weights, myself included. That form of exercise builds strength and can give the gratifying superficial reward of a nice image looking back at you in the mirror, but not much more. There's a specific reason why this is different. Jump rope training has risen in popularity because not only is it a workout that gets your endorphins flowing and will have you sweating buckets, but it has the same features as a puzzle, a game, a kind of obstacle course in which every rotation is an achievement, one more jump that you've navigated without the rope hitting you to say, game over, try again. But anyway, I won't start rambling here, so let's wrap up this introduction and get down to the good stuff. On that day in 2017, I was boiling inside. I couldn't tell you if that was more because of the summer heat, my eyeball pounding with pain, or that burning feeling in your face after you've embarrassed yourself. But I do remember realizing something. And it was strange that even though my head was on fire, my thinking had become clear. The jump rope isn't the opponent at all. The real opponent is lack of knowledge. I was clueless about the mechanics of a rope, and I was really just banging my head against a wall at times, repeating mistakes and waiting for breakthroughs to come. The real opponent is the bunch of excuses I'd use, severely slowing down my training and skill development. I needed to fix my mindset to stop sabotaging my own growth. The real opponent is limitation. I believed learning double unders was enough. So it was fine to stop expanding my skill set, and it was fine to get complacent. What are your opponents? It might be useful to pause here and ask yourself this before reading further. Everyone's journey is different, and despite the warm and fuzzy ideas of making the rope your teammate and endorphins flowing, there's no escaping that any effective fitness journey is a battle. The following sections of this book will give you tricks and tools to use along the way. And that's the introduction.